Hey guys, it's Enderbane with yet another video. So a lot of my friends really seem to like the last video that I made, which if you haven't watched it yet, I recommend that you do. I think it's pretty good and it provides some context for this video, but basically I talked about one of my friends who I called Fred in that video, and I just talked about some funny yet annoying things that he does. Well, you may remember from that video, I mentioned a kid who I called Jesus, and I also mentioned how Fred and Jesus don't get along that well. Well, Fred isn't alone in not liking Jesus. Well, pretty much everyone, except me, of course, really isn't a big fan of Jesus in our friend group. And due to popular demand, I'm making another video that is similar to the last one, only this time, I'll be talking about Jesus and some funny yet annoying things that Jesus does. And personally, I find these things more funny than infuriating. Like, don't get me wrong, they're really stupid, but I also think they're pretty funny too. More than the last video, at least. So let's not waste any more time, and let's just start off the video. So we will again begin with topic number 1. And this is a story about how Jesus... You know what? I actually don't want to call him Jesus for this video. Let's call him instead Remy from Ratatouille. Because he's a rat. So this is a story about how Remy didn't understand the age of consent. So for those of you that for whatever reason don't know what that is, the age of consent is the age that a person can legally consent and agree to having sex. So like 2 people above that age can have sex. 2 people below the age can technically have sex. Like 1 person above and 1 person below can't. That would be illegal. And this is all consensual, of course. Did you understand all that? Good. Because for whatever reason, Remy just could not understand this. He thought you couldn't give consent to anyone, even an underage person, to another underage person, and he thought you could go to jail for that. And while that might just seem like a basic misunderstanding, this man just could not understand that basic concept, because later he starts making it about if it would be legal to do it in a public place. Like, bro, where the hell did you get setting from? That has nothing to do with it. And we tried to explain to him that obviously the setting needs to be private. No one wants to see you fucking out on Main Street, but out of nowhere, Remy starts telling us that he's never going to use condoms. Like, oh my god, this kid's brain just goes a mile a minute. And later on, he says, oh, I was joking, and he will pull out. But then after that says, oh, you can have sex below the age of consent. That's why you pull out. This man thought pulling out means you give consent. Like, bro, I'm confusing myself just talking about it. And this is why I said these stories are funny and stupid at the same time. Because this shit is hilarious, but it boggles my mind on how he thinks like this. And this is one of the main things that people don't like him for. He just lacks this common sense and basic knowledge for topics like this. And it causes people like Fred to bash onto him. And I think if he learns to just not be as oblivious to topics like this and just think about what he's saying, people will respect him more, because he just constantly gets called out by our friend group for not being a good person. And that mindset is furthered by events like this. And one more thing before I close this topic. A while after this happened, he tells us that he snapped this white girl he knew and asked if they could smash. And apparently, I stress, she said yes. Now, I know that might sound like Remy just took a massive dub, but he later states that he told her that he was just playing when he asked her that. So either this dude is straight up lying, which furthers my point earlier about how people don't like him, or his brain is genuinely smaller than when Ant-Man went subatomic. And that just furthers the point about how he doesn't have any common sense, and this entire event is just an L either way. So Remy, you have to think about what you say in events like this, because either you fumbled the bag really hard or you're just an idiot. Alright, let's just move on to topic number 2. And this concerns this essay that Remy wrote in our Discord chat like a month or 2 ago. I'll give you 3 seconds to read it. Alright, so I just want to say first that he talked about League of Legends, so you may not understand some things he said, but just know that he is getting trolled as well as doing annoying things himself. And some of the things he says, I do feel bad for him. Like that first story when he says the first blood got stolen from him. Like, okay, he just got legitimately trolled there by one of our friends. For future reference, I'm going to call him the Troll Master. I do kind of feel bad for him there. And he also mentions that he gets flamed by our friends all the time. Which is true. People like Trollmaster and Fred do flame him all the time. And despite his dumb actions, they do need to flame him a bit less. But trust me, the flaming is still justified. And when he talked about how he played Yas and got his first buff stolen, he was talking about Fred basically trolling him. And that's just an L on Fred. However, that's where me feeling bad for Remy kinda ends. So first off, when he said that he gets flamed for his low CS, which stands for creep score, it's how many of these little minion things you kill in a game, and how he said people steal his CS, a lot of the times he's just straight up wrong. This is him blaming his inability to farm in some instances on his friends, and that's just not the way to go. You need to take accountability for yourself. And this is another reason that a lot of our friend group doesn't like him, because he tends to blame other people like this frequently, as well as just making up claims like this just to get attention. And sometimes I don't think it's always for attention, but it's still a prevalent issue that my friend group says he does frequently. He also mentions that he sometimes leaves the Discord call to, quote, assess the situation. Like, bro, what? What are you doing? Some Buddhist monk meditation while you aren't in the call? Just admit that you're upset and move on. Don't try to cover up stuff like this, because that just paints you in an even worse light, and trust me, you don't need that going for yourself. Finally, he mentions that you guys always take my blue and red even if you don't need them. I need them too. And while this is more half false than completely false, this is something he started doing a lot, and that's playing the victim. Because the other way is true as well. He's being hypocritical. He will ask for blue and red even when he's not doing good in that particular game. And this just exemplifies yet another problem, this victim complex that he has. It's a huge problem. He will just ramble on and make himself look bad just for the sake of making him the victim, and everyone gets pissed off at it. Like, he really needs to just start taking accountability for himself. Don't play the victim complex, okay? No one likes it. You know, me, Trollmaster, Fred, we get tired when you play the victim complex. It's really annoying, and we don't like to see it, and we want to see you stop doing it. Okay, I went a while talking really serious. I really need to up the entertainment quality of this video. Oh, I know, let's just add a random video to it. That's gonna make people laugh.
What the fuck is that? Get my gaff, you green cunt.
So now we'll go on to topic number 3. And this is a story that involves Remy and another guy I'll call Yao Ming. Because he kind of looks like Yao Ming. Hashtag not racist. So one time they were playing Valorant, right? And basically Remy made some sort of bet with Yao. I don't remember exactly what the bet was, but it was something along the lines of, hey, if you clutch this round, I'll give you $10. Okay. And so he clutches the round or whatever and wins the bet, right? And you would think that, you know, Remy would just give him the $10 because they made a fair bet and he lost and he needs to cough up the cash. But the thing is, this happened a couple months ago and Yao still hasn't received his money yet. Why hasn't he gotten his money? Because Remy is just kind of an idiot a lot of the times. Well, first off, one of his excuses is 13-year-olds shouldn't have money. By the way, yes, Remy is 13. And like, what does that even mean? Like, we told him it's not that hard to get $10. Just go mow lawns or babysit for something for like an hour and that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need for the money. And he straight up just doesn't do it because he doesn't think 13-year-olds can get money. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. This is just him making excuses to not pay Yao because he just wants to cover up this massive L he didn't think that he was going to take, or he's just really stupid. Saying it out loud right now, it's definitely a combination of both. And another shitty excuse that he started using is that now he doesn't want to talk to Trollmaster because he wants this whole matter just to be settled by him and Yao, right? And that may seem fine, but the thing is, Yao told Trollmaster to be a middleman because he thinks Remy's annoying and doesn't want to talk to him. And Yao even blocked Remy on Discord so he can't even contact him. So you would think, Remy would just handle this professionally and just talk to Trollmaster and figure this out. But no, he's putting in all caps like, no, I'm not talking to you anymore. This is between me and Yao. And he doesn't seem to understand this middleman situation. And we tried our best to explain it, but he's just so stubborn and insistent on talking to Yao. He's making the whole process harder for everybody. And I really wish he would just stop acting like this because this process should not be that hard. Just talk to Trollmaster, get him the money, and we'll figure it out after that. That's all you need to do. But you're making it harder on yourself. And then he left our Discord server a while back because we sort of had like a falling out with him, right? And he asked to rejoin, and because Trollmaster, Fred, Yao, pretty much everyone that isn't me doesn't want him back, we settled on a compromise of sorts that if Remy paid Yao his $10, we would invite him back. Now you'd think that this would motivate him to get his $10 so we could rejoin the server, right? Wrong. He just kind of abandoned that idea and went back to, oh, I don't want to deal with this with anyone else. I just want this to be between me and Yao. Like, Jesus, Batman, it's not that hard to get $10. If you get your money to Yao, that's it. That's all you need to do. And this really shows you the lengths he will go to not to give him the money. And this is yet another reason why people don't like him. And at this point, I don't know if Yao is ever getting his money. Because even if getting back into the server doesn't persuade Remy to give him the $10, then honestly, I don't know what will. Unless he meets that one streamer he likes. What's his name? Scrub Noob? Alright guys, I have an idea. If we can get this video to 420-69 likes, then I will personally take it upon myself to ask Scrub Noob if he can tell Remy to give Yao his $10. That should convince him to do it. And if he still doesn't do it after that, then I don't know, man. You're a lost cause at this point. Now, just like the last video, I don't want any of you to just troll Remy with this video. He isn't completely stupid. While he does lack some common sense, as I talked about earlier, he thinks what he's doing is right a lot of the time. And I can respect that to a degree. But, God, you guys just heard everything I talked about. It really makes you want to ignore that and just yell at him. But just like Fred, he's a nice kid. He's a good kid overall. So please just keep that in mind. At the end of the day, this video is for comedic purposes. So just don't give him too much shit for it. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I had a fun time making it. Thank you all for watching. Do all that basic YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.